Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. So, just right quick, I was doing something else, and Spirit said that I need to talk about spiritual investments. Because it'll give a different perspective on how to look at things. Because even though moving through this journey, a lot of people aren't utilizing the resources that are available to them because they're moving in spirit and in the way the universe is calling them to move. What do I mean? When you put forth anything that you're asking for into the universe, what you're doing is you're making an investment. You're putting money into the spiritual bank. What happens is that Spirit takes that money and then they see what you do concerning what you're asking for. Spirit takes that money and it breaks it down into little particles and introduces those little particles in your life to see if you're really big, if you're really ready for the investment that you put in. Because what you put in is nothing compared to what you get out. And that's the joy of your spiritual investment. You put the manifestation out there. You put the thought out there. You put the action out there. You voice it out there in the universe. You cannot just sit back and not look at your investment and think that it's just going to happen. It never works that way. When you put that out there in the universe, Spirit hears you. The universe hears you. Your ancestors, they hear you. See, when you make your spiritual investment, you're not only investing in yourself, you're investing in the work that your ancestors have done before you. And you're investing in the work that your ancestors coming after you are going to be doing. And this is whether you have kids or not. Understand, I say this, and I do not have children. I don't have kids. But I know that my ancestors after me are going to be walking, living in the shadow of the work that I'm doing now. And it all depends on what kind of shadow it is they have to live in. Generational curses have been broken. That's a shadow that they won't have to live in, that I had to live in. It's because I made spiritual investments. And when a hard time came and I needed to cash in on those investments, I had more than what I put in, because what I needed to cash it in on was tantamount. It was like taking out a loan, but different. It's like taking out a spiritual grant. And the universe is saying, I don't even want you to pay me back, because your sheer presence is what pays me back. Ooh, I said something so good. Thank you, Spirit. And I know I said something so good. You have to know that your investment is working. No one buys stock and then they're just wondering how come the stock hasn't gone up. It's just, look at it if you want to as a spiritual stock market. Things go up and down, but the fact that you've invested in that market doesn't change that you are going to get in a high return, the highest of returns that you're ever going to get in anything in your life. And what are you investing in spiritually? What are you investing in? Because what you say that you're investing in, Spirit is the one that goes behind the scenes. You have to check in. You're the CEO. You have to check in with Spirit and your ancestors in the company that is you, to make sure that everything that is happening and your investments are going to the right place. You have to still put in the work to make sure that your investment is being made well. Because Spirit will guide you. The universe will guide you. But damn it, if you don't put the work in, it's like giving you a candle so you can walk around in a dark room and you just stopped to stand in the one spot and now the candle is burnt out. Now you want to move. It's a little late. Now you're moving in the dark when you had a foot tall candle, 3 inches thick, with a slow burning wick, and you opted not to go anywhere. So when the candle burns out and then you decide not to go anywhere, whose fault is it then? You can't blame Spirit for giving you the candle. The candle didn't burn long enough. The candle wasn't thick enough. The candle wasn't ready when I was ready. No, 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 no. You weren't ready when you asked for the candle. You weren't ready when you said that you wanted to be given some light in this dark space. You weren't ready to even turn around and even see what was behind you with your lit candle. Don't blame Spirit or the universe or the ancestors for work that you're not doing. Don't be mad when you don't get a return on your spiritual investment, when all you've done is said that I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. And you don't do anything. You don't learn anything. You don't read anything. You don't even watch anything that's in line with what you're asking for. That is literally like a slap in the face to Spirit. That's how I feel about it, if you want me to be totally honest. That's like that spoiled child that asks their parents for everything, and they're rotten to the core, spoiled child. But they want everything. You want a return on your investment. Well, the universe and Spirit want a return from you too. Your ancestors want you to put some work in, son. Yeah. There are going to be times when you feel weary, when you feel weak, when you have moments of fear. Sometimes the best investments leave you fearful. Sometimes moment of growth gives you moments of anxiety. It's all about how you do it, how you look at it, what you pull from it, what you perceive in it, from it, to it, however. But if you don't see that there's growth in the resistance and you get past that resistance, then what did you invest for? And it's not going to be perfect. And it's not always going to be a battle, but you have to understand that in war, no one comes out clean. You're the infantryman, you're the front line, you're the gunner, you're the hospital doctor, you're the lieutenant, you're the general, you're the one drawing up the plans, you're the computer stat person, you're the scope person, you're everything in between. But know what you're investing in. You're investing in you. You are the greatest investment. So when you put something out there and you ask the universe for something, you are making the investment in yourself, and you're willing, and you're saying that you want to upgrade yourself, and you say that you're willing to do what it takes. So hold yourself to that high of a standard and be willing to at least start to do what it takes and move in that direction. Spirit always guides you. Spirit will let you move in whatever direction you're going to move in, but there will be ways that Spirit will protect you. But you've got to be willing to also protect yourself, your spiritual investment. What do you want? Are you really willing to do what it takes to get there? Because sometimes it's not just physical work, it's inner work. Are you willing? Because you have to be frustrated at some point in time to know that you're going to get through something. Are you willing to be frustrated? Are you willing to feel like you don't understand something and then take the time to shut the hell up and sit down for a second and think? Put things together, let Spirit talk to you. Because even though sometimes it feels like you don't have the answer, sometimes it's because you're not asking the right question. And you keep asking the wrong question. You're repeatedly asking the same question. That's why you keep repeatedly getting the same answer. Rephrase your question. Sometimes you have to say the answer that you want for you to realize the right way to to ask the question that you want the answer to. This is the outcome that I want. If this is the outcome that I want this outcome because of this. Start backwards. Either way, your spiritual investment. This journey that you're going on, this growth, Spirit said invest wisely. Invest wisely. Because when you make the withdrawals from this investment, with each withdrawal, you have to be willing to make a deposit. Because this investment is beyond you, like I said. It's for generations past you, for your ancestors. Because if you're along this journey, if you have found your way to listen to me right now, you're on a journey different than other people. Because I know that not everybody is going to hear this or find this, and I'm fine with that. But if you do and this resonates with you, you understand that with your investment comes work that you have to put in more than anybody else at certain times. And sometimes it's going to seem like you're not putting in any work. You're just going through your routine, but it's your consistency that's the work. You know that things are happening because you made the investment in yourself and you didn't stop believing in this investment. You checked on it every day, just like you should be checking your bank account every day to see what money you have, even though you may know how much money you have, just like you need to be checking your bank account every day. You need to be checking your investment every day. Because you'd be surprised that when some days when you sit down, you only felt like you were putting in 20 cents in your investment that day, but you were still putting a deposit in your investment. You were still investing something. Little did you know that that little 20 cent gave you $100,000 return. You do the math. If that's not a great return, I don't know what is. It's your spiritual investment. You're sitting on me, Spirit. I give thanks. It's your spiritual investment. What kind of return do you want? And always know that your magic is working. Always know that your spirit is working. Always know your ancestors are working for you. I feel good about it. Thank you, Spirit. Your spiritual investments. I appreciate your family. That's what we talked about in my temple today. And I thank you for coming. I appreciate you and I love you. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you to those of you who are on this journey. I truly believe that we have crossed this path because there was something that you needed here. I too am growing and I'm walking along a path with you. And I'm walking in my chosen. So thank you for coming to my temple today. Peace.